High Counselor Zareth Ka had presided over the Galactic Council for 3 centuries, but she had never seen a debate quite like this one. The holographic displays around the circular chamber flickered with data streams, stellar maps, and most controversially, surveillance footage from a small blue planet in the Milky Way's outer spiral arm. The quarantine has been in effect for 57 standard years, announced Counselor Vextar of the Altarian Federation. The species has stabilized. They've stopped their global conflicts and achieved sustainable energy. I motioned to lift the restrictions. A wave of concerned chittering arose from the insectoid delegation. They've been isolated for barely half a century, protested Counselor Hive Queen Zelnara. Most species require millennia to mature beyond their aggressive phase. Zareth Ka studied the reports before her. When the Council had first detected signs of nuclear capability on Earth, standard protocol demanded immediate quarantine. The humans have been exhibiting all the classic signs of a dangerous pre-spaceflight civilization: warfare, environmental destruction, and tribalism. The invisible barriers around their solar system had contained them while the Council waited to see if they would destroy themselves or evolve. They had evolved, but in ways no one expected. The motion passes, Zareth Ka declared after the final vote. Earth's quarantine will be lifted in 30 rotations. Prepare the welcome protocols. The barriers came down on a Tuesday. By Thursday, human ships had reached Alpha Centauri. By the following week, they had established trade relations with 3 different species and somehow convinced the Merchant Guild to accept something called cryptocurrency as legal tender. How are they moving so fast? Zareth Ka demanded during an emergency session. It took the Altarians 2 centuries to establish their first colony after achieving spaceflight. The answer came from an unexpected source: the humans themselves. Ambassador Sarah Martinez, Earth's first galactic representative, stood before the Council with the easy confidence that had somehow become humanity's signature trait. "You have to understand," she explained, "we've been preparing for this moment our entire civilization. Every science fiction story, every space movie, every dream about the stars. We've been planning for contact with alien life for generations. When your barriers came down, we didn't need to adjust to the concept of a galactic community. We've been imagining it for decades. Within 6 months, humans had colonies on 12 worlds. They didn't conquer or purchase territory. They simply identified uninhabitable planets that other species had written off and made them livable through something they called terraforming. Worlds with toxic atmospheres, extreme temperatures, or crushing gravity became garden paradises under human engineering. They treat impossible problems like puzzles," reported Trade Minister Colvan after visiting New Mumbai on a planet where methane rain fell upward due to reverse gravity fields. They see obstacles as opportunities for innovation. But it wasn't just their adaptability that made humans formidable. It was their networking. They formed alliances not through formal treaties, but through something they called friendship. They shared technology freely, learned languages with startling speed, and had an uncanny ability to find common ground with species that had been enemies for millennia. The Zephyrian Crystalline War, which had raged for 800 years, ended when a human diplomat named David Chun invited both sides to something called a barbecue and somehow got them talking about their children instead of their grievances. They weaponized empathy. Admiral Kreshtar observed after witnessing human negotiators in 3 separate conflicts in a single month. They don't just communicate with other species, they connect with them. Within 5 years of the quarantine's end, humans have become the galaxy's primary mediators, their Earth serving as neutral ground for diplomatic summits. Their technology, born from decades of sci-fi imagination, had solved problems that had plagued civilizations for millennia. Their ships, designed by people who grew up dreaming of starships, outperformed vessels built by species with 1,000-year spacefaring traditions. Zareth Ka often wondered if the Council had made the right decision. Humans hadn't conquered the galaxy through force. They had done something far more effective. They had made themselves indispensable. Perhaps, she mused to her aide, the most dangerous species isn't the one that fights for power, but the one that earns it by making everyone else's lives better. In the end, Humans became the galaxy's most powerful species not through conquest, but through an irrepressible combination of optimism, adaptability, and an inexplicable talent for turning strangers into friends.